I want you to forget everything you've ever been told about discipline. Because when most people hear the word discipline, they think force, grind, hustle. Just do it. Wake up earlier, make your bed, plan better, get organized, tackle the hardest thing first, push through. And if you're here, I'm willing to bet you've already tried most of it, maybe all of it. If it works until it doesn't. Then you hit exhaustion, burnout, life gets hard, motivation disappears, and routine falls apart, and the same self-sabotaging behaviors come in. And you're right back to where you started, wondering why you can't stay consistent. Here's the thing. As adults, we do things we don't want to do every single day. We go to work, pay bills, take care of our kids, show up for responsibilities. So the problem isn't that you can't do the hard things. Discipline isn't what's missing. You're already disciplined, just not in the way that you've been taught to think about it. Now stay with me, because what I'm about to share may completely reframe every conversation you've ever had with yourself about consistency. If you're new here, I'm Alicia. I help women recognize survival patterns running their lives and reclaim the version of themselves that got buried. Subscribe, hit the bell, and comment below right now. Tell me one thing you've tried to be more disciplined about that keeps falling apart. I'll read every single one. Here's what nobody tells you about discipline. It's not a character trait. It's not a muscle that you build through suffering. It's not what separates people who make it from the people who don't. Discipline is an expression. It expresses what your life is already organized around. And your life, whether you choose this or not, is always organized around hierarchy. At the top are your values. Not the ones that you put on Instagram, not the ones that you think you're supposed to have, the ones your body protects. Then comes your beliefs. Beliefs are simply the stories that explain how to live those values. Those beliefs build your identity. Your identity shapes your decisions. Your decisions become your behavior. Your behavior creates your life. The hierarchy looks like this: meta values, beliefs, identity, behavior, results. Most people try to change at the bottom while ignoring everything above it. In fact, I see most coaches teaching identity to change the behavior to get the results, but they're missing everything above. And after taking countless courses, the one question that keeps popping up in the chats, in the groups, how do I find out what my values are? They're not even talking about meta values. This is why discipline doesn't create your life. It expresses your life. If your deepest value is growth, discipline moves towards challenge. If your deepest value is belonging, discipline moves towards acceptance. If your deepest value is avoiding rejection, discipline becomes incredibly consistent at keeping you small. This is why the same person who can't stick to a workout program is completely reliable when it comes to showing up for everyone around her. She's not undisciplined, she's perfectly disciplined around the value of being needed. The problem was never discipline. The problem is what your discipline has been serving. So when people ask, why is it two people can have exactly the same goal and completely different results? One woman values growth more than comfort. Another values emotional safety more than growth. Both want to start the business. Both want to get healthy. Both want to speak up. Only one follows through. Not because she has more discipline, because her beliefs support the values she's actually living from. The other woman's beliefs are protecting something she learned long before she had a choice. And here's where it gets precise. The woman who never finishes projects may not believe she's incapable. She may value certainty over possibility because certainty once kept her emotionally safe. The woman who constantly people pleases doesn't simply believe she's hard to love. She values acceptance above authenticity because acceptance once protected the relationship. The woman who can't rest doesn't only believe productivity equals worth, she believes usefulness above stewardship because usefulness once guaranteed connection. See the difference? The behavior makes perfect sense once you understand what value the belief is protecting. You're not failing at discipline. You are succeeding perfectly, consistently at living out the values running underneath it. Your life is always the evidence of what you believe, not what you say you believe, what you believe. If this video is landing for you, save the video. This is the kind of content you're going to want to come back to. And if you know a woman who keeps blaming herself for not being disciplined enough, send this to her. Trust me, she needs to hear it more than adding another morning routine or a routine in general. You weren't born believing these things, you inherited them. Every family teaches values, sometimes intentionally, sometimes silently. Some families teach honesty, others teach achievement, others teach peace at any cost. Don't upset people, don't need too much, don't fail, don't be selfish. Eventually those become beliefs, and those beliefs become identity, not because they're true, because they worked. They protected belonging, they protected love, they protected safety. And a nervous system that learned what kept it safe keeps executing the same strategy, long past the environment that required it. Bessel van der Kolk spent 30 years documenting this. His findings: the body encodes the values before we have language for them, before we could question them, before we even know we're learning them. So you can read every self-help book ever written. You can know intellectually that you're worthy, capable, enough, and still not be able to act like it. Because the belief isn't in your head. It's in the hierarchy running underneath the decisions that you make. So how do you actually change them? Most people try to change the behavior. Some people try to change the beliefs. Very few people ever examine the value underneath the belief. That's where the real work lives. Ask yourself, what is the belief trying to protect? What mattered so much that my body built this belief around it? And then the question that changes everything, is that still the life I want to organize myself around? Because once your values shift, your beliefs begin shifting. Your beliefs changes. Your identity changes. Discipline becomes effortless. Not because you're forcing yourself harder, because you're no longer fighting the hierarchy. You're moving in alignment with it. Those are not therapy questions. Those are self-leadership questions. And they are the questions that, when answered honestly, make the discipline conversation irrelevant. You're no longer asking, why can't I stay consistent? You're asking, what is my consistency actually serving? And that is the reframe that changes everything. The goal was never to become more disciplined. The goal is becoming more aligned, because discipline isn't proof of character. It's proof of what your life is organized around. The question isn't, why can't I stay consistent? The better question is, what is my consistency actually serving? And once you can answer that honestly, you can stop fighting yourself. You can lead yourself. Once you understand that it's a values and a belief problem, not a discipline problem, the next question is, what are the specific beliefs running the pattern? That's exactly what I'm covering in my next video. 3 ways those beliefs show up in self-abandonment, the ways most high-capacity women are doing it without even knowing it. And once you could see them, you can't unsee them. Subscribe so you don't miss it. It drops next. And if today's video named something for you, comment home down below. I'll send you the first steps in leading yourself home. Share this with someone who needs to stop blaming herself for discipline. I'll see you in the next one.